You all are as excited as I am about the Prophets Conference. Well, I hope you all are taking all of these good nuggets in, and I just want you all to give yourself a hand clap because guess what? You made a decision and you showed up. Not only did you register, you showed up. You know how many people registered for this conference? But you all showed up. So give yourself a hand clap because showing up gets you a lot further in life than not, okay? Okay, so who are you? I want you to put in the comments who you are. I'm not talking about your titles. I am not talking about what you do. I want you to tell me who you are. And if you know the meaning of your name, put that in the comments. Because the meaning of your name is who you are. That is the essence of who you are. Just like when Adam actually named all the animals, when he named them, he gave them their character and their behavior all at the same time. And so that's why it's really important on what you name your babies and what your mama named you, because that's who you are. That's part of who you are. So I'm gonna tell you who I am. I am Dr. Ronda Stinson Boyd. And who am I? I'm a lover of Christ. I'm a lover of all human beings and especially children. You know, sometimes they can be extra, but I love them anyway. My name means good spear, which means I can point you in the right direction. And it also means loud and gargantuan, which I can't even pronounce the word, but it says I'm loud and noisy. I can be loud and noisy also. So that is who I am. What I do is I help nonprofits and serial entrepreneurs leave a lasting legacy by transforming their minds around money that results in them building wealth within 7 to 10 years. So I don't ever want you to get mixed up with who you are and what you do, because it is completely different. Who you are actually motivates you and takes you on different levels to get done what you do. But don't ever get those two mixed up. So the name of my talk is Anointed for Action, making moves with your God-given gifts. Because each and every one of you are anointed for action. Every gift that God has given you, is unique to you. It is your unique gift. It may look like somebody else's gift, but that gift is just for you. No one can do it the way that you do it. So 27.3% of college students are working in their field. And I bet y'all like, what? Like all these college students that go to college, only 27.3% of them are working in their fields. And it's like, okay, why? Why is those that are only ones that are actually working in their field? Some can't find jobs in their field, but some majored in something that they didn't even like. And so it's hard to fall into what you want to do if you don't like it. And so that's the reason why I do what I do. So a little background on me. So I'm the executive director of Passion to Pay Project, P3. What I do is I help students, I help adults all find that what you love, you can get paid for, because those are your God-given talents. And so the thing is, why are you not taking action? Why do most people not take action? A lot of times it's a lack of belief. You don't believe in yourself, or someone else have given you a story that you took on as your truth, and that wasn't your truth. Part of it is your goals are vague. So if you have no goals, then you don't have a plan either, because that's the other part of it. If your goals are vague, then you have nowhere to go. There's nothing you're aspiring to. So we got to work on your belief system. What you do and what you love, you can get paid for it. But you have to believe it. You have to figure out, I love this so much, and God gave me this gift, and I'm supposed to do something with it. So now what do I do with it? And if you don't believe that you're supposed to get paid for it, then you have to change that belief system. And I do a lot of changing belief system with affirmations. Your affirmation now and your confession should be, I believe in the God-given talent that God has given me. I can prosper with it. I am built and was made in this world to do this gift to help others. So you have to start saying that to yourself each and every day. And then you have to set goals. And it's not one thing of set a goal, I'm going to start a business. Okay, I found what I love. I'm going to start a business. And then I want to make this amount of money. So no, what's your next thing? How are you going to leave what you love to the next generation when you're not even here? So those are the goals. It doesn't stop with just one goal. It goes up. And then you have to have a plan. You have to write stuff down. You have to know what your vision and your mission is with your gift. And if you don't know, like some of you on here right now might not even know, like I like to do a bunch of stuff because I was in that boat. I like to do a bunch of stuff. I don't know what I want to do. Well, I'm going to give you a few tips for you to be able to figure out what to link things together. The first thing is I want you to write down all your assets. So I want you to take time, sit down, everything that you went to school for, everything that you loved in school, everything that you have done on all of your jobs that you excelled in, I want you to write them down. Then on this side, I want you to write down everything that makes you mad in the world. All the problems that hit hard. Like there's some problems that, oh, well, I hope they get it right. And it don't really hit hard on you. But then there's some that hits your heartstrings and it hits hard. I want you to write down all the problems. And then I want you to look at both your lists together, because somewhere in between is what you're supposed to be doing. Because those assets are supposed to solve the problems of the world. And so I'm going to give you a little bit about my story, because I'm not, I just my doctorate. I didn't always have a doctorate in everything. I started off in a cubicle. For 19 years, I started off in a cubicle, and I had to eventually make a decision whether or not do I stay in the cube or actually go after what I'm supposed to do. Now, for me, it was a little easy, and I'm not telling anybody to quit their job, but for me, they were closing. And so I had a choice. I can make a decision to drive an hour and a half every day back and forth, or I can go after my dream. I had someone behind me that says, go find something you love to do. And that's how Passion to Pay Project was started. I got a coach, 2 coaches. I got a coach to be able to help me take everything out of my head, all of my ideas, all of my plans, and do a plan. One big plan to birth Passion to Pay Project out. And so sometimes you need help. Sometimes you're not supposed to do it all on your own. And so that's part of making that plan, is getting someone that can help you put everything in order. And the way that I came up with Passion to Pay Project was my daughter was 9 or 10 years old, and she took her to the doctor, and the doctor asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up. Doctor said, and she said a photographer. She's 33 now. And the doctor was like, no, what do you really want to be? I'm like, what? So she made up something. I don't ever want any of you to make up something just because of what society has told you. Your God-given talents were made for you to share with the world. What you love to do at 8 and 9, you probably really should be doing that. You may not think that now because life creeps in, but don't ever let anybody discourage you, because you can get paid for what you love to do. And so being anointed for action and using your God-given talent, I'm going to give you some steps with action. So if you got a pen and paper, I want you to write this down. I want you to write action down the side of your paper, ACTION. And I'm going to give you some pointers that go away with to get you moving and stepping forward in your God-given talent. So A is for acknowledge. First of all, you got to acknowledge your gift. God gave you that gift. You got to acknowledge it. Some of them things that come easy to you, you're supposed to be using. And sometimes we don't always want to do what comes easy to us. But once you find avenues to be able to use it, you'll start to love it. C is commit. You got to commit to using your gift. So first you got to acknowledge the gift you have, but then you have to commit to using it. And using it every day, using it right where you're at. If you're in a cubicle right now with a side hustle, you got to commit to using your gift right where you're at. You don't have to quit anything or do anything, but use it. Show somebody, tell somebody about your talent. And then train. So you have to train in your talent. So I'm a nonprofit expert, but that doesn't mean that I'm not still reading articles, going to get books, learning about the nonprofit world. The library is a wealth of information. Go get a book on a thing that you love and read it. I is for influence, for all you, and I ain't talking about the influencer that's on social media, even though some of you might have thousands of followers, but you are influencing. By you using your gift and talent, you're influencing the next generation or the person that's sitting right beside you in the cubicle, because they might be scared to step out on their God-given gift. But when you do it, it might encourage them to go ahead and do it also. So you are an influence, regardless if you think you are or not. You're either influencing for the good or influencing for the bad. And then O is for own your truth. Everything that happened to you, everybody didn't have a good childhood. Everybody didn't have a good life. And all those things are not holding you back, but they were a lesson. It was, unfortunately, may have been a good or a bad lesson that you had to live through. But somebody else might be living through that exact same lesson. And you could be the person to help them get through that by you telling your truth. And your truth might not have anything to do with your talent, but 9 times out of 10, some of the stuff that you don't like might have helped happen to you through your childhood. And that's the reason why you don't like it. So you have to own your truth. You got to be truthful to yourself of who you are, what you want to do, and who you want to be. And N is now is the time. There is no better time than right now to start and get into your passion and to get into your goal. It is your time because you're anointed right now. This place, this time. There's a reason you wasn't born back in 1818. It's the reason you were born right now, because there was a problem that needed to be fixed right now. So I don't want you to give up on the things that you love, because those things you can make money from, and you're anointed to do it. Again, I am Dr. Ronda Stinson Boyd. I help nonprofit founders and serial entrepreneurs leave a lasting legacy by transforming their mind around money that results in them building wealth within 7 to 10 years. You can contact me at www.flowintofreedom.org or 803-238-5839. Thank you for joining us here at the Prophets Conference.
To get the replay of all of our speakers, as well as access to the workshops, go to theprophetsconference.com. The Prophets